What's up, everybody, and thank you for listening to Mastering the Mindset. My name is dariusdotch, and I'm an actor, hip-hop artist, and fitness and life coach. And I'm here to personally help you train and improve your mindset so that you can, 1, become the best version of yourself mentally, and 2, gain focus and motivation to be able to take action and achieve the success in life that you want and deserve. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel, and at the end of this episode, if you liked it, please share it with a friend or a loved one or someone who would benefit from hearing this message. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm ready to go on this journey with you, and that journey begins now. All right, so I want to start off by saying that I'm really excited to give you this episode. I'm excited to not only give it to you and for you to practice and use the information I'm going to talk about, but I'm excited to use it and incorporate it in my own life because, like I've said many times before, the things I talk about with y'all, I'm actually doing with you and seeing growth in my life. And I can truly say that. Lately, I've been making strides in my life, and I can directly tie that to the fact that I've been really focused on personal growth. And I really want that for you. So let's continue to work on ourselves and to grow. So let's get into it. And I'm going to do this episode a little different. This is actually going to be a 2-part episode about the same topic of how to solve problems, but with different types of problems I'll be talking about. So let's jump into it. Okay, so today it's all about problems and problem solving, and I'm going to give you some really specific and tactical steps that can help you moving forward. And the first thing I'm going to say is problems need energy to live. Problems need energy to live. So the idea is that we definitely need to solve problems, but what we don't need to do is pour all our energy into it and completely deplete ourselves by doing so. Because the more energy you put into something, the more it expands. And that's true with just about everything in life. And what we want to be doing is pouring our energy towards the solution, not the problem. So if you have to write this down or take a mental note, please do so. But 90% of your focus, time, and energy should be on the solution, not the problem. And this is a mistake the majority of people make, myself included. We obsess and spend so much time and energy thinking about and stressing over the problem. We don't think about anything else, and we put so much energy towards it. And when you expand energy, it grows. And the problem gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the actual solution becomes that much more difficult to execute. So the first thing we have to do to get our energy focused in the right direction. The question is, can you get your focus aimed at the right thing? 90% of it into the solution, not the problem. What happens is we repeat that problem over and over in our heads, and it gets so magnified to the point that we oftentimes don't come up with realistic solutions. And our energy is too depleted to even put any of it towards the solution. And once you get to that point, then the problem has won. The problem has defeated you. So make sure you understand that when these problems come up, 90% of your energy should be directed towards the solution and not the problem itself. And the next thing we need to do is shift our thinking towards understanding and knowing that we actually want problems in our lives. We need problems in our lives. Having problems are our opportunities to grow in life. And as good as it may sound, we shouldn't wish for a life without problems. Because let's be honest, for one, we always have problems and challenges. That's just how life is. But if you are listening to this, then you're a person who wants to be better. You want to better yourself. You're a person who's been working towards growth, and which means that you know the deal. You know that if you look at your life and if you look back at all the problems you faced in life, and you can see that once you overcame those problems and challenges, that you came out on the other side of that much better. That challenge gave you growth. It made you a better person. So I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that you should be getting excited for problems, but your mindset should be that, yes, it's a problem, but by overcoming it is going to make me better. That you're the kind of person who can overcome these problems because you're going to approach it with the mindset of growth in mind. And I don't mean that to be in a hippie, rah-rah, foofy kind of way, because another thing that's important to think about is the quality of life is made up of the quality of emotions we live with. And I'm going to say that one again too. The quality of life is made up of the quality of emotions we live with. Our emotions are our life. So if you're a person who has the emotions of happiness and fun and joy and peace and faith and passion and intensity and love, then you would say that you have a great life, because that is a great life. But if you live a life full of anxiety and depression and worry and fear, sadness, hate, frustration, that is a different quality of life to have. So when a problem comes up, it's more beneficial to focus on it as being an opportunity to grow and putting our energy into the solution, because if not, we'll start to experience the wrong emotions. And why? Well, in life, emotions come from meaning. And when a problem comes up in life, the meaning we take from the problem will determine the emotion we experience. So moving forward, what you should be doing is that when a problem arises, the meaning and experience you should be taking from it is that this is an opportunity to grow, to expand. Again, if you look back in life, you can honestly say that the problems and challenges you went through gave you growth. What's up, what's up, what's up? I want to take a quick moment to say thank you so much for listening to this episode, and to also let you know that this podcast is 100% donation driven, which means it's completely funded by you, the listener. So if you like the content I have to offer, I would love it if you can make a donation and you get to pick the amount. I left links in the description of the video as well as my homepage. You can choose which way benefits you the best to donate. And if you need more options, please feel free to email me at dariusdotch@gmail.com. That's dariusdotch@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for being here, and let's get back to it. Okay, so that's how we start. Understanding a new way to look at a problem. Next, I'm going to give you some specific ways, a process, some steps to take that when these problems arise, you'll have a formula on exactly what to do. So let's get it. I'm going to give you 3 steps. Step 1, make a decision. Make a decision. You have to make a decision. Once you've made that decision, excuse me. Once you've made that decision, make it. Step number 2, have massive certainty. Once you've made that decision about how you're going to execute solving this problem, have massive certainty about it. What you can't do is flood yourself with self-doubt or doubt about the process and your strategy. You have to have 100% certainty that the decision you have made is the right one. And the third thing, number 3, is take insane action. And this applies to any area of life, whether it's business, relationships, hobbies, finances. Make a decision, have massive certainty, and take insane action towards that solution. Now, this process is used all the time by highly successful business people, athletes when they train, entertainers, politicians, unfortunately. They're always repeating this process. Make a decision, take that action. Too many times we sit and wait and overthink and try to come up with the perfect plan for something. Any successful person will tell you that it's better to have a flawed plan and have massive certainty and execute it with insane action than wait for the perfect plan and do it with doubt and mediocre action. There is no perfect decision. Make one, and make it with massive certainty and execute it with insane action. Okay. So we talked about spending 90% of our time on the solution and not the problem. I'm going to give you another percentage, which is the majority of the problems in our lives should be solved immediately. And that percentage is 85%. 85% of our problems should be solved immediately. And what I mean by that is 85% of the problems that we have in our lives are not life-altering. They're not life and death. They're not going to cause us harm or make our safety any less likely, right? Those everyday problems, whether big or small, still everyday, not the major life-altering problems. So 85% of them, of your problems, should be solved immediately. Make a decision, have massive certainty, take action, and it's gone. And that means you have to do it immediately, without deliberation. I had my words mixed up. You have to do it immediately and without deliberation. We have to build a habit of being decisive. Most of the largest successful people in life, the happy people, entrepreneurs, millionaires, they are all really decisive. And in life, if you come across 100 problems, 85% of them should be taken care of immediately with these 3 steps, with not a lot of deliberation, and with certainty, and with action. And it's when you take too much time to think about it, to fret over it, you give that problem time to magnify and to fester and to grow. So now that problem has gotten much bigger than what it needs to be. And the next thing is, we need to get clear on what this problem really means. Is this a problem that really matters? Will this problem really matter in 5 years? Will it really? Because that's what happens is we come across these problems, and I know I'm guilty of this too, and we stack them. And we let them linger and grow in our minds and in our life until we lose sight of what the problem really means in the first place. How the problem is really not that big of a problem. We lose perspective. We increase our stress level on it, and we pour so much energy into it until we lose the meaning of it because we made so much of a big deal out of it. So make sure you're clear. Is this something that's going to matter in 5 years? And if not, make that decision, be certain, take action, and do it now. You should be using this method with 85% of your problems. We have to understand that most of the times, the problems in our lives that come up, they remain problems and get bigger because we don't solve them quickly enough. We're not being deliberate. We're not being certain. You have to flood yourself with certainty. We can obliterate 85% of challenges by just taking massive action. And again, really be clear and understand how you focus. 90% is what you should be giving to your solutions, not the problems, and you will get pointed in the right direction. Because most of the time, all that stress comes from having your focus in the wrong area, and it literally makes the problem get worse, and it lets it fester and grow. So, like I said before, this strategy is for those problems that fall in that 85% range, those problems that won't really matter in 5 years, those problems that could be and should be taken care of immediately by making that decision, being certain, and just taking that insane action. And like I said, this is a 2-part episode. Next time, we're going to focus on how to deal with the remaining 15%, those bigger problems, those ones that require more time and effort to solve. And that's the next one. So let's not let these problems fester. Make sure your focus is pointed in the right direction. Make that decision, be certain, and take action. So that's what I got for you today. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody that can benefit from this, somebody who is a friend or a family member, somebody who has goals and is trying to improve their lives. So thank you again, and let's get it in.